All right. So, let's see. How is everyone doing today? I haven't streamed in a few weeks. And the reason for that is just because, the semester at the university became a little overwhelming at the end. There was a lot of stuff to do. And, that's my primary focus, are my students and the work that they're submitting. So I took a little hiatus. I also took this time to figure out exactly, what time that I would want to do these streams moving forward. And I settled on this time, which is 8 a.m. Pacific. Might be early for some people. It's 9 a.m. Mountain Time, so I've been up for quite a while already. And yeah, it's the summer, so that's awesome. So yeah, plenty of time for stuff. So another thing I was thinking is, usually when I do these streams, I just sort of do them. I just make something up that I feel like doing, and I just do it. When I started these, I was doing specific projects that I needed examples for student activities in my classes. So what I decided to do is to start that up again over the summer, because summer is a good time to prep for fall, of course. And I've got a list of about 16 different projects that I want to create during these live streams. And since I have a list, I thought it would be good to actually schedule some of these so that there was a working schedule in place on my Behance page here. So right now I've just got this little thing, and I post work that I've created on Behance as we go through here. But like this one right here, it gives the date, the times when I do stuff like this, which is great. But I'm gonna also put a schedule in here. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm gonna create a schedule inside of InDesign, and we're going to use that on my Behance page so that I actually have an actual schedule going on, right? All right, that's the plan anyway. And I might just go through in InDesign and just sort of come up with the basics, come up with the styles and everything, and then populate it later. We'll see kind of how far we get. So usually on these streams, I usually stream for about an hour. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So anybody who's there live, let me know what's up. Oh, hey, Matt, how are you? Summer of Streaming, yes. And Libni, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Hello, welcome. And yeah, so I hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing pretty good since the semester is over. I still have some stuff to grade, but otherwise it's all good. So I've just got basically a 8.5 by 11 inch document here for this, and I guess the first thing I'll do is actually make some kind of background element, simply because it's not the prettiest document just being a white piece of paper, right? And let me see here. So let's go ahead and peek into some of the resources I have here. So I've got my live stream background image. And InDesign's like, I don't know what to do with that. Let's try it again. InDesign. All right, in that case, let's do a place. And that's better. Okay. So I'm gonna drag this out. And there we go. Oh, look at that. It had put a bunch of the instances. I guess my MacBook was just a little bit slow there in getting that taken care of. So I'm gonna find something nice. I like this little swirl here in the background and how everything's kind of coming from the corner up. So I think I'm gonna use that for what we're doing. And I'll just resize this frame here. And this is one thing that always kind of trips my my students up when they're learning InDesign, right? Is that, you know, you got to deal with frames and so forth. Yeah, grades can wait, but they kind of can't either. Just because the university expects us to post grades a certain amount of time after finals are done. So there's expectations around when grades are posted. So yeah, I'm actually going to post the rest of them on Friday because students in one class, they have a couple more days, like 1.5 more days to get their final work in, which is great. So let's see. Now I'm trying to remember what. Let's open up Photoshop here. I just need to refer to some items that I've already created for consistency's sake. Definitely want to be consistent in what we do here. I only have one page. I do need my layers open though. And what I like to do in InDesign is I like to move my properties over here, so they're always open. And let's grab my layers. And the layers I like to pop over here, like this. And then I've got pages. So, why not, buddy? Links. Oh yes, links. Okay, let's just put that there. There we go. This is kind of how I usually like to do things. I've got my layers here. I can see all my different layers. There's my image. And then I've got my pages down here where I can see my pages. Now this is only going to be one page, so, you know, whatever. Who cares? But anyway, I thought this would be a good time. So I was streaming at 11 a.m. Pacific, which is noon my time. But then I decided, well, I should do nighttime streams again. I always like nighttime streams, but the problem with nighttime streams is that you don't always know how tired you're going to be. So to avoid that situation where, you know, I'm going to be very tired, but I've scheduled a stream, I scheduled it for, you know, the morning times here. So I hope that works for other people. It should work for me. And it's been working out pretty good so far today. Hello, Shivam. I hope I'm saying your name right. If not, please correct me. Oh, you know what? Let's grab some of these guys too. Badges. Oh, jeez. Oh, I did not want to do that. Let's lock this down. Try that again. So I'm working across, you know, a couple of monitors here, right? Get my badging going. Oh, you all probably can't hear that, but it seems like my landscaping people are here doing their work. Yeah, so maybe pop that somewhere up there. I want it to be branded nicely, and that's one of the nice things about Adobe for Education, what they've done for us, giving us a lot of these assets to be used, is that, you know, we can have this sort of unified branding across the different featured educator live streams. And actually, I should also pop in a link to the streaming schedule for us all. So let me open that up. Yeah, so I'm going to pop that in the chat box here. So it's an Adobe Spark page, of course, right? because Adobe is drunk on Spark. And yeah, it lists everybody who is a featured educator live streamer on Behance here. So you have a peek at that and see if anything seems like something you'd want to look at. So let's go ahead and create some other elements here. I'm just going to create a shape inside of here. You know, one thing that I was able to do, and I don't usually like to do this, but, you know, sometimes you sort of have to, right? I've got a LinkedIn Learning course that I recorded. Gosh, when was it? It was probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was right before the semester got really crazy. And it's a short one on animated interactive infographics in Adobe Animate. And it's not live yet. It hasn't finished editing and so forth. But, you know, within the next month or so it should be. And I'll announce it here. I think it's going to be a fun course. And, you know, that's one of the items that you can see above me right there. The one with the little bunny and the yellow background. That's one of my Animate courses at LinkedIn Learning. So I've got a bunch of courses up there. Definitely go and check them out if you're interested in learning about Animate. I'm going to pull the opacity of this element down a bit. Well, not like that. Let's go into our fill here. There we go. Tint. Nope, that's not it. Not what I'm looking for. Oh well. So let's bring this up right here. And what else I want to do? Oh, I need to refer to Photoshop. So here's Photoshop. And I've got a bunch of stuff in here from my last live stream. That was odd. It was an odd stream. It was fine, but it was just a little strange. Which I suppose is all right. I need to find... All right, let's open that up. Yeah, so I've got here what is basically what you're seeing inside of the stream. So this is an overlay I created for OBS. But what I can do, of course, is figure out what font I used here, right? So I want to be consistent across these different things. And actually, I mean, I could probably just copy the darn thing, right? So this is Serenity Demi-Bold. Oh, you know, something else. You just saw that pop up right there. So let's take a little deviation from InDesign and open up the Discover panel. So I don't know if you're familiar with the Discover panel inside of Photoshop, but they've got these hands-on tutorials in here. And there's a couple of them that I was fortunate enough to author. So I have to remember where these are. Let's go into photo editing. All right, cool. So then at the bottom here, you can see we've got make a background transparent with quick actions. And there's my little avatar. So yeah, you can start these tutorials and they kind of walk you through different things in the application to teach you basic skills. There's another one too. I can't remember quite where it is. maybe creative effects. It's about, oh, there it is. 4 ways to pick a color. So that's another one. You know, cool stuff. So check those out. And I've copied the text from Photoshop. So let's paste it in to a text frame instead of InDesign. And of course, InDesign didn't take any of my stuff with me here. And I should probably separate this into different layers too, because I've only got my first layer right now. What was it called? Serenity, I believe. So I've got my Creative Cloud filter on. Serenity. No, which Serenity was it? It was Serenity Demi-Bold. Okay. Right now we're at Serenity Thin. There we go, Demi-Bold. And it looks like I was using all caps, so let's fake that out right there. I'm gonna make that a lot bigger too. All right. Let's go ahead and actually do some layer management. So I'm going to rename this to background, and that'll contain all my background elements. And we'll create a new layer right above that. And let's name this layer Incidentals. Nice. So for my incidentals, I'm going to put in my badges and the rest of those. Text, and then we can lock down the entire background layer and lock down the badges too. Perfect. If you've seen any of my streams on Adobe Animate, you will know that I do a lot of naming. So a lot of naming. Hello, I see you inside of the chat. I have no idea how to pronounce your name though, so I'm sorry about that. I do wish, you know, on these streams that there was a mechanism that I could give viewers a voice, you know, so you could actually talk to me. Oh, see you, Matt. Thanks for joining. Hope you have a great week as well. Yeah, so that's Matt Dombrowski. He is also in AEL from the East Coast. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and change the color of this fill, because black on black looks kind of like garbage, right? Gosh. I don't know. Let's just choose this for now. I'll probably change half of this stuff later, but that's pretty good. It's pretty close to what I was doing before. And in case you don't know what these different badges mean in the Adobe Education space here, let's just pull these down. Oops, wrong thing. Pull these down so we can focus on them. So these badges are specific to Adobe Education. This first one is PBD, that's Partners by Design. That's people who are involved in higher education, art and design and gaming and things like that. AEL, that's Adobe Education Leader. That's can be either K-12 or higher education. And then we have ACE, that's Adobe Creative Educator, which is a newer program. And that is also K-12 or higher ed. And if anybody wants to know about these programs, you can find information about them. I don't have the links available to me right now, but there's information out there on edx.adobe.com. So you can always check that out. And if any of you are interested in learning about these programs, I can always, just shoot me an email or, get with me on Twitter or something, or Behance, I suppose. And yeah, I can look that up for you, figure it out. Let's get these guys right over here. And then this one, I'll pull down something like that. Let's drag out a guide, actually, so I can have a little guide to align things to. So I'm going to align live streaming with the bottom of the badges right there. All right. So just sampling from here. Let's add this theme to my swatches, or we can add it to the library. But I don't know. I don't use a lot of libraries inside of what's this program? InDesign. I don't use a lot of libraries. Actually, there's not I use libraries primarily when it comes to things like dimension, of course. So if I'm doing anything in dimension, usually using a lot of libraries for that. Let's go back into here. I want to change these text colors. Actually, maybe I should change the background from black to one of those colors as well. Colorful theme. So there's our nice sampled colors there. Let's see how everybody's doing in the chat. Hello, new people that have just showed up. Welcome. Let me know how you're doing. If you're doing well. Even if you're doing not so well. Because that's all valid, right? Let's make live streaming a bit bigger. And fill color. Hello, fill color. That's what I already grabbed. Let's choose that blue color there. Good. And then we'll just realign that to my guide. Cool. All right, so that takes care of, well, maybe I'll rename incidentals to heading. It's the heading area. And then we'll have another layer in here that's going to be the actual schedule. And also, let's fix this here. That's a little big. Okay, I do have high quality display on. That's good. Okay. So let's let's leave the heading like it is for now. I think that's gonna work out. Gosh, I feel like there was something else I wanted to mention during this stream, but now I can't quite remember. Anyway. All right, now the schedule itself. So let's go ahead and figure that out. You know, actually, gosh, I wish I had some kind of like marketing assets for Behance. That would be cool, but I don't have anything like that. Thankfully, again, I do have these assets from Adobe for EDU that I can use, like the background and the badges and so forth. But I do wish I had some stuff from Behance. And yeah. Oh, hey, Chris. Yes, I am back. Back as of today. So Chris Georginas is also streaming. He's not an AEL, but he is a certainly a lot of AELs know him and respect his work. So welcome, Chris. Yeah, and Chris has been streaming for maybe like a week on Behance, Chris, and before that was doing stuff with Twitch and platforms like that for Adobe. So everybody, welcome Chris. Give him a follow. All you gotta do is click on his little face right there in the chat window, and you'll get directly to his profile. So yeah, so Chris, I am creating. I've got a schedule of stuff that I want to do, and it's mostly stuff that I need to do anyway. So I'm gonna take the next like 16 weeks or so and follow this schedule, and I thought it'd be a great way to come back to streaming and actually create the schedule. So, yeah. All right, let's see. All right. So, yeah, I've got like all these notes on my other screen here around things that I need to do, and some of them aren't quite finalized yet. So maybe I'll just create the schedule as like a draft first, and then it'll probably evolve as we go through things here. Right on. Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe I should dim some of this stuff before I do that. Do a little more design work. And it's funny, like a lot of my students, when we do InDesign, a lot of them like it, but then, some of them are just like, what? It's just so different for them from something like Photoshop that, overlay, that they get a little freaked out, and they don't quite know what to do, which is okay. Darken looks pretty nice. Darken just a little bit, 90% maybe, or 88, just like Illustrator, right? For those who know what I'm talking about, it's 88, just like Illustrator. Yeah. So, this schedule that I'm coming up with is I've got this one class, well, two classes that are extensions of my like major class where I teach everybody like basically like every application inside of Creative Cloud, at least the major desktop apps and some of the mobile stuff. And one thing that happens after that is select students are able to move on to these 2 other courses that go deeper with a creative advertising sort of skew to them. So these are students that they apply for and get accepted to, excuse me, the creative advertising track within my department. And that's what they focus on. And they do a lot of projects using things like InDesign and, of course, Photoshop, Illustrator. A lot of stuff with Premiere and After Effects. Stuff with Dimension for like product shots and things. And just working all that together. You know, I've only been teaching in my current position for, it's been 2 years now, which seems like it's hardly been anything, but it's been 2 years. And during that time, I was able to form these courses and also go ahead and modify the courses as needed. But the thing is, like, you don't know going into something like that, especially with brand new courses in a brand new position, exactly what the students need. So it's been very experimental as we've gone through this. But I've got a pretty good idea now that I've done this a couple times, exactly what kind of applications in terms of Creative Cloud and what sort of features and needs to focus on with those applications. And that's basically where this schedule is coming from. So I'm really excited about next semester, actually, when it comes to this. So Blockhead is something that I've used a couple times for different things. And I'm going to use it, I think, for the schedule here. The term schedule, anyway. Should I say streaming schedule? Blech. So does anybody else have this problem? When you're typing something in and by mistake you don't lift your finger off quick enough and you do that? Because that happens to me all the time. That doesn't look quite dark enough. It doesn't have enough contrast. Let's change it to... it's okay. Go to my sampled colors here. Maybe that red is going to work out after all. Nope. That doesn't work at all. That is garbage. All right. We could always try to sample. Right? Oh. No. Just go with black, Joseph. Come on, man. That's good. I don't know. I'll fix that later if I need to. It's too big. I don't know. I don't know about the type, the font here. I'm going to change it. It's just not working for me. I use Balboa Plus a lot for different things, but there's a kind of a reason that I use it a lot. It's because it works well often. So I think perhaps I'll just stick with Balboa Plus. It's nice and bold. easy to read. Maybe just give it a little more space from the top. Yeah, cool. So where's everyone from on the stream here? I know Chris is from Massachusetts. Matt, who was here earlier, as mentioned, he was from Florida. So I figured I'd get a lot of East Coast people streaming at this time. Not so many Pacificers or Mountain Timers. So I'm from Mountain Time in the US, so Colorado. And I teach at the University of Boulder in Colorado. And that's in Boulder, Colorado, as you might expect. Let's put some stroke on this. I'm going to go to my theme that I generated once again. Oh, stop it. Stop it, InDesign. It's not cool, InDesign. Let's make that stroke bigger. Yee. Well, gosh. What if we swap that? Let's go 2, but let's throw that out a little bit. It's oftentimes hard in InDesign to visualize things if you don't use this preview. I find it difficult. I'm not sure why exactly, but you know what? And also I don't like it. I don't like that. Let's switch it back. Just kill the stroke. I'm done with it. Just make it black. That's better, right? Okay. So I can move that up a little now that I have changed it around a bit. So I also need, let's put the time in there too. That would make sense. So let's pull this over. So Wednesdays at 8 ante-meridian Pacific time. And this is something that drives me nuts about InDesign. Like most other applications in the suite, remember like your last font choices, right? InDesign's just like pushing Minion Pro on you like hardcore. Like it doesn't care. It's like, yeah, you're using these other fonts, but gosh, wouldn't you want to use Minion Pro? Wouldn't that be cool? Nah, that's not cool. Nobody wants Minion Pro. All right, let's put a little separator in there, and then we'll grab the rest of the stuff after that. Hold down the Shift key, of course, to keep it nice and straight. Looking good. I always think I spell Wednesdays wrong. It's kind of annoying. This is coming out pretty good. I'm fairly happy with it. Might have to do something about some of these colors though. I wonder, what am I using for? I wonder if I apply that same blending effect to these as I did my other bits and pieces here. I wonder how that would look. I believe that was darken. Could be wrong. There's one way to check, of course. It is darken. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That works. Lets a little bit of that color bleed through, so it's not just totally black. Yeah. And I can see there I need to actually move this down a little bit. It's looking good. Yeah, so one thing that I do is, every semester, a lot of faculty, what they do is they print out like a schedule and post it on their office door, schedule for classes and office hours and things like that. So that's one thing I use InDesign for quite a bit, is to maintain stuff like that. Oh gosh, I just had a great idea. I want to make this big enough that it fits exactly where these badges are. That should be the same size. I don't know why I didn't see that earlier. Really eyeballing it here, but I think it's going to work out. Let's see. If I start here, it'll be easier. All right, that looks pretty good. Looks a little big. This is like my process all the time. It's like I can never decide what the heck I'm doing. What looks good, what doesn't. Oh, hey, Georgina. I didn't see you sneak in. Good evening. Oh yeah, in the stream, like the OBS stuff. Yeah. So I've been heavily using, as you can see, the different assets that Leona has provided for us from the education team. So yeah, I switched out a lot of the kind of darker stuff that I had before. This brings a bit more life into it. Yeah, it's cool. It has worked out. Yeah, scheduling's hard. Like, I mean, I said at the beginning, I've flip flopped all over the place. Like, I started out when we started this out in the education team last summer. I was doing nights, so I can't remember what it was, but it was like every like Wednesday night or Thursday night or something, and it was pretty late. It was like 9:30, 10 p.m. my time, which for East Coast is basically like midnight. So you know, that gets rid of, that excludes a number of East Coast people. But of course, you have to be able to, you know, take that as, you know, whatever time you stream in, you're going to be excluding someone from somewhere, right? So like for Georgina, it's like, I don't know, what time is it for you, Georgina? You said it was in the evening, but yeah. Oh God. I don't know how, I mean, I can do like an hour here and there on Zoom, you know? But oh my gosh. Like I can't imagine just having like back-to-back meetings all damn day. Excuse me. Yes, I understand. 6:45 p.m. Cool. Yeah. What's the weather like there? I bet it's getting warm. It's getting pretty warm here. Let's see here. So now we're getting back to the project, I guess. And I'll keep an eye on the chat though too. Yeah, I gotta figure out exactly what I want to do here. So this is the 5th. I guess I'll have 2 columns. One column will be the dates, followed by the topics, right? I'm gonna keep the topics kind of squirrely, I guess. I don't know. Let's see what happens. So this is the 5th of May. So the next date's gonna be May. Let's zoom in on this. You can probably all hardly see what the heck I'm doing here. And I'm gonna need another font, of course. Let's go with Balboa again. Balboa Plus, excuse me. Not Minion Pro, thanks. Balboa Plus. Let's just hit 20 for now. Well, no, 18 is good. All right. And we are straight up black. Cool. All right, so May 5th, 5 plus 7 is 12, right? May 12th. And I always like to superset my my bits and pieces properly here. Oops. No, I don't want that. So we got the 12th. We've got 12 plus 7. So that's 7, 8, 9. 19th. You know, I do have a calendar somewhere, don't I? You would think. I would launch Outlook. Oh, you know what? I got my phone right here. So let's see. Let's see what we got. See, it's cool because like this is all work that I'd be doing anyway. And, you know, I get to stream it nicely and chat with all of you as I do it. So it's a good deal. Calendar. Here we are. Let's go to our, here we are, perfect. So May 5th, the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th. Here we go. 26 is next. Then we go into June. Ooh, that's not good. Let's fix that. June. And June is going to be the 2nd, the 9th, the 16th. the 23rd and the 30th. 23rd, 30th. Mountain breeze. That's cool. Yeah, we get mountain breezes in Colorado, but they're not exactly breezes. They're more like a truck hitting you. It's not that pleasant. I don't know. Maybe other places in Colorado have better breezes, but July, not Juki, July. Let's check my calendar again. In July, we've got the 7th, the 14th, 21st, and the 28th. 7th. This is cool. This is so nice. End of the semester. I feel like I'm planning my summer. At least the Behance portion of my summer here. So this is really a perfect way to, you know, get back into this. So I'm really glad that I chose to do this. Oops. Hey, Shannon. How are you today? Shannon and Georgina are both Adobe education leaders. Georgina streams as well. So definitely give them both a follow on Behance here and try to catch Georgina's streams. 21st. Georgina, why don't you post in there like what day and time you stream? I think it's Thursdays at, I don't want to say it wrong. 28th. Oh man, we're into August now. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Of course, part of all this is like, didn't we just do August? Didn't we just do July? So this is really projecting out here. And gosh, I'm so glad that I get, you know, these summer months. To do stuff like this. August 18th. Oh, I don't think that's going to work. I'm going to have to take that week off. Because that is my birthday. 25th. I think I'm going to stream all through the summer, except for August 18th. And yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Well, let's just go through August. I need to put some spacing in here too. To make it a little more readable, a little less. Oh. Command Z. All right, save that. And I'm gonna change my leading here. There we go. Yeah, August 18th is my birthday. Let's go ahead and put a nice white rectangle across this. Now, I know that's not white. Paper. Let's use paper color. That's a great idea. We'll use paper. Make it kind of glassy, kind of icy. 60% opacity. And corners, right? Oops. That's not what I wanted. Stop. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Just slight. And we'll add a drop shadow too. Because, you know, that'll make it stand out even more. I want to preview that, friend. Thank you. Awesome. All right, let's... Oh, I've got this all in the wrong stuff. So look at this. I go talking about, you know, how it's proper to like name things and organize things. And then I create garbage like this and have to move it around. So, man, not good. Have to lock down both of these layers so I don't interfere with any of this stuff. This guy, I need to adjust. Of course, these need to move over, and they'll also need to have their leading adjusted, maybe even their size. Let's take that down to 16. Take the leading down a bit. That should be what we need right there. Yes, very good. Let's preview that. It's all right. See, now it looks weird. I don't know. Now I'm like, these are too far down and all this stuff. Let's fix them. It's all right. That looks crap. I don't like that at all. Ugh. I just want to make it a little... What's going on, guys? Just one. How's that look? That's better. Okay. I just didn't want it to be too crazy. Oh, hello, Annika. How are you? Doing well, I hope. I'm liking this time. This is nice. I was able to have my coffee and chit chat, of course, for the morning. Photoshop. I did have Photoshop open a little bit ago, but just to grab some information around font choices that I made in the past, that past Joseph has created. Which, that guy, that past Joseph, that guy's got some, you know, he's made some decisions around font choices from time to time that aren't all that great, but, you know, we'll forgive him. All right. I'm going to duplicate this and stretch it out. And let's see. Boop. There he goes. Way over there. Oh gosh. Should I do... Oh, maybe I should make that the date column. It's so hard to figure out what is best for some things like this. Maybe I should do topic on this side and date over there. That might work out. Well, that's cool. Thank you cards in Spark. That makes sense. Man, one of my students, we had an Illustrator project that had to do with something that's probably a little advanced for them, but I wanted to push them a bit. An Adobe Illustrator project where they dealt with ingesting variable data in CSV format and then generating like business cards that made use of that data. So like you'd have names and titles and stuff like that. You could make it all fun. I had some kind of like weird cat company that I created as my example. And one of the students did, he created greeting cards instead of business cards, which is kind of fun. Which I thought that was cool. All right, so let's see. One thing we're going to do, and I'm not sure when I should do some of these. I'll just make a list, but I won't... These dates that I'm applying to these probably aren't going to be the dates that we actually do these things on. But I'm going to just start placing the project ideas inside of here. So one thing we're going to do is create some album art. Another thing I've got on here is a print advertisement. Another thing is textured graphic. Vector extrusion. Billboard replacement. Some other green screen kind of thing. I have no idea yet. We'll figure that out as we go. Motion graphics template. Voiceover. Audio. Branded product. Render. Simulated social interface. Something to do with the virtual camera in After Effects. Again, that one needs a little bit of help. I'll have to figure that out later. Ooh. Particle systems in After Effects. Rotoscoping. Here's another one that's, I don't know, 3D logo, something or other in After Effects. In oral visualization. And lastly, oh my gosh, do I have enough? That's perfect. This is my whole thing. So some kind of augmented reality. Experience. All right. Cool. So, like I said, these are not these are not aligned correctly yet. I need to figure out a couple of these, like in terms of like what kind of green screen project are we gonna do? What kind of After Effects camera stuff are we gonna do here? What kind of 3D logo stuff? I've got basic ideas. Some of these others are more, you know, I know exactly what we'll do. But the cool thing is, so I'm gonna shift these dates around and everything, but it's cool that basically, like, it's pretty awesome. The whole summer, I'm gonna be able to take care of these things. So as long as I stay, but I got August 18th, so that's not gonna work. That's right. 'Cause I'm not streaming on my birthday. Why would I do that? I suppose I could do that, but I don't really want to, right? September. Let's see when this is. Oh, I'm missing a bunch of chat here. Sorry, everybody. Let's see. Yeah, so I mean, like I feel like I'm floundering half the time on these streams because I just like make something up and just sort of like whatever. And if I've got work to do, which I have to do all these, so I might as well do them on Behance, right? And I might as well just schedule them so I know exactly what I'm doing week to week. It's gonna be perfect. So Annika mentions that I did a dimension stream. Yeah, I did do a couple of dimensions. Yeah. I did some dimension and then I brought it into Adobe Animate, into their WebGL document type, and then we made it kind of interactive. We kind of like flew through the dimension objects, the dimension scene inside of Animate. So that was fun. Yeah, I can't do 3-hour stream. This one is going kind of long actually for me. But yeah, 1 hour I think is pretty good. 45 minutes, an hour. That's usually kind of how I do it. Oh, Annika got the answer to the question. Perfect. Yeah, I've never scheduled so far in advance, but actually, like I said, last summer, I did something similar to this when I started streaming. And it worked out pretty good because I was able to get the projects that I needed to get done as example projects. I was able to get them done before the new semester started in the fall, so it was perfect. Yeah. Yeah, Kansas City. I'm not sure if I ever went to Kansas City for anything. Wait, Kansas City. Gosh, my mind. Holy moly. I've been to Dee's conference a couple times back in the day. And yeah. So let's see. Yeah, that's one way to do it. Stream until you get hungry. I just need to look up September. So August 25th, September 1st. So the 1st of September. There we go. That's how we're going to do it. Perfect. All right. So I'm actually going to squish these together. I'm going to select them both, and let's go ahead and group them. Boop. And then we can center it. And also resize, resize this fellow here. And we could break this apart. Or ungroup, rather. We're not using Flash here, Joseph. Ungroup. Break apart. Control B. Command B. Depending on the platform. That's pretty good. Now it's not as overwhelming. Let's see how it looks in preview. All right, I need to do something with the colors to give it a little more deviance. Oh, I've seen pictures of Paul with the moose. Was that on your birthday, Chris? And James, yeah. Yeah. I get updates every once in a while for either his courses on LinkedIn Learning or other stuff, and it's like, yeah. It sucks. I always got along good with James. Remember a few times at Max having conversations around Flash, stuff like that. Me and him and a couple other people, we were just like, this was probably like 2011 or 2012 or something like that. And we were just, you know how Max is. You get like completely exhausted after a day or two. We were just collapsed somewhere, Yeah, it was fun. All right, let's go ahead and take care of this. Let's add some color to it because right now the color just isn't there. So I keep on going back to this red. It just doesn't, it's a ugly red. Let's do, I should zoom in on these. I'm like, it doesn't work. Yeah, part of me is like, Joseph, you got to wrap up this stream. And then another part of me is just like, but I'm going to just work on this anyway, so I might as well stream it. All right, I'm going to go back to this, but I'm going to make it darker. Good. And the dates. Gosh, I wonder if I could use that red, but if I could make that, just adjust that to be a bit darker too. Okay, that actually could work. Single malt scotch. Yeah, I'm not a big scotch drinker, but I do like, oh gosh, what's it called? Lafrig? I'm mispronouncing these Scottish terms. Yeah, a friend of mine turned me on to the Lafrig 10-year. I know I'm saying that completely wrong. But yeah, it's nice for just sipping neat. My wife absolutely can't stand the smell of scotch, especially a nice peaty one like that. But, it's her loss, right? I'm thinking about actually inverting these colors. Yeah, as most people who know me know, I'm much more of a absinthe than a scotchy scotch face. All right, let's do a little more with this. Just center it a bit. Between those two items, it's looking pretty good. It's a little tight though. Yeah, Chris, you know what I'm talking about. Lafroig. Awful. Yeah. Yeah, Annika knows it too. I used to, you know, every once in a while, I say it. And I think I say it right. I mean, if you look at the bottle, you know, it gives you the pronunciation on the bottle, which is nice. But, yeah, I'm not sitting here at 10 in the morning sipping scotch, so I don't have the bottle with me, right? So let's actually give this a bit more of a breathing space here. Nope. And of course that means I gotta push these guys up again, which is okay. All right, move these again until they're fairly centered. In this box, group them up again. Actually, let's just use InDesign to do that. Cool. Thank you, InDesign. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else makes like stupid noises when you're working on stuff. But I make stupid noises when I work on stuff all the time. That's pretty good. I'm gonna leave it at this. And then I'm going to come back to it a bit later after I've stepped away and thought about it a bit. Hello, Reverb Mike. How are you? So, you used to come when I was doing these at, what was it, 11 Pacific. You attended many of those. So welcome to my 8 a.m. stream Pacific. My new time. Give Scotch a chance. Yeah. That's what was always good about the nighttime streams that I would do, is I could have, like, you know, a glass of absinthe, or, you know, sometimes a beer or something like that while I stream. That's nice. But coffee also works, you know? Yeah. Right on. Hey, Georgina. Yeah, thanks for showing up. My template for the schedule, I feel like I need to change the typeface. Maybe in the streaming schedule, Wednesdays at 8 kind of thing. It's just everything is capitalized right now. which, yeah. Yeah, no, this is a cool time. I've noticed I've gotten a lot more people at this time than I do in my previous time. My previous time was terrible because I think, Adobe Live, whenever they're streaming, of course, they take over everything. So, if Paul gets on, everybody watches Paul, of course, which makes sense. But, yeah, it's cool to do a different time. And I tried to schedule this so it's a little bit before the, Adobe Live really starts going. So that's, something that hopefully works out. And it seems to be working out quite well. Yeah. Gosh, yeah, something I want to do. Georgina, you mentioned like, wait, did somebody say interviewing? Who said interviewing? Or am I just like reading into that? Yeah, I mean, something I was doing. Gosh, when I left my previous institution, I had like a bunch of time on my hands, and I did like a YouTube live stream discussion kind of thing with other AELs, which is really fun. I've got a series of those. I don't know, there might be 8 of them or so. That was fun. And then when I started live streaming for Adobe Education on Behance, my initial idea was I want to go ahead and, keep on doing that, and just interviewing people and having discussions. But, I had some issues I did it twice. I had some issues with my first one. I didn't understand the limitations that something like macOS gives with audio. Almost all of my audio experience has been Windows based. So I didn't understand that, macOS, OBS, you have to set up a bunch of crap or have the hardware with like loopback functionality and so forth. So I completely flubbed that up. And again, my abundant apologies to Heather for doing terrible at that. I should schedule a new one with her someday to make up for that. But my second one with Anastasia went really well because I sort of knew what I was doing at that point. Anyway, things we learn as we kind of go through here, right? Anyhow, I think it's about time to end the stream. I've got a bunch of notifications on my phone that I need to get to. And again, it's looking good, but I think I need to let it sit a little bit and maybe try out some different fonts and everything. One thing, again, the schedule as you see it here is not the order of things. I'm going to refine this a little bit. And, once that is done, I will publish it to my Behance. So that'll be up there. It'll be available for everybody. And it'll be there for me too, so I know what the heck I'm doing, which will be pretty cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining. I will see you next week on May 12th, but it's not going to be album art next week. I don't know what it's going to be. Yeah, I don't know. Right on. See you all later. Thanks again, and stay safe.